No one ever really dies if they took the time to leave us with fond memories. I want to thank you all for being able to make it here today to celebrate the life and passing of our dear friend Aftab Khan. Like all his friends and families here, I too will miss him very much. He was always there for me and encouraged me to do what I love and give my all. What I'm going to talk to you about him is our friendship, his accomplishment, and his goals. For those who don't know how you met, let me tell you how it all begins. For those who don't know who he was a very competitive and stubborn fellow, and he always gave it his very best and never backed down. And beforehand, we were not always the best of friends. We were more like rivals, and we always trying to one up each other and throughout our year in high school. There was times he would get the higher grade, and there was times I would get the higher grades. We were always trying to edge each other on and kind of piss each other off because that's how we were. We were kind of competitive. And how we became friends was pretty funny for me. And that involved us being forced to work with each other in a group project. And oh boy, there was many arguing between us. Aftab wanted things his ways, and of course, I wanted things my way. The only reason why we set our differences aside was that we did not want to lose to the other groups because we were pretty competitive with each other. After getting to know each other, we started to talk a lot more and started hanging out with each other a lot more, and that's how we became good friends. Though he was a very stubborn and competitive person, those two traits were the reason why he was able to accomplish many things throughout his life. Aftab was able to accomplish many things, especially in his favorite sports, tracks. He always loved running. Of course, it was obvious he would do something like track as a sport. He'd always push himself to his limits and never gave up wanting to be the very best he could be, which is why he was able to get first place in his district competition in track in the 400-meter run. He practiced every day, non-stop, trying to beat his previous score because he always says there's room for improvements. With that mindset, he dusted everyone he competed with, and no one ever came close to beating him. That is the one thing I admire about him, his determination. I share with you how our friendship began and what he was able to accomplish throughout his life. And now I will be talking to you about his goals. His goal was to help everyone around him trying to improve themselves to be the best they can be because he did not want anyone to feel discouraged. Aftab has always encouraged me throughout our lives to go for it. If I see an opportunity, I should take it because I might not ever get the chance ever again. He encouraged me to sign up to take my Jones test so I am able to get my Jones license. Though I thought to myself that I might fail and won't get it. Because of him, I was able to get that. I was able to pass the class and get my license. And now because of that, I'm able to teach younger kids the ways of the drones, how they work, teach them how to fly, and how to make a living off of it. I want to thank him for this, for everything he's done for me, which is why I'm giving this eulogy to him. There was so much he did for me, and I want to thank his families for raising a fine young man like him. There is so much more I can tell you about him, but I believe y'all get the picture of how he was and how he acted. I share with you what my dear friend would tell me throughout our lives. The difference between the impossible and the possible lies in a man's determination. I would like to let everyone here today is that his family and I appreciate your attendance and to always remember Aftab Khan in your hearts.